of all calamities, it's a great one. Breaking myself down a bit too much. I'm eroding my sense of pride, crossroading at a crossroad in my own life. I'm bursting at the bridges, gonna leave a nasty scar. I might not be the one who never thought they'd get this far. Lake Missoula, I'm letting you out.
Is it really that much sweeter on the other end of that receiver? There's no need to.
Told that guy where he could take it, he couldn't contain it. Honestly, and I'm too tired to try to be gracious. Probably blameless, probably. You sit on the same right hand, and it could have stayed like that. This isn't the way I planned. Couldn't you care? Say it again. contagious. You sit on the same right hand, and it could stay like that. This isn't the way I planned. Couldn't you cave like that? If I can be what you want, then I guess I won't be what you want. No, and I won't say it again. Sit on the same right hand, and I guess it'll stay like that. This isn't the way I planned. Are you afraid I am? I thought of so many things to say to you, but what were they? What were they? What were they to you?
What on earth am I doing here?
All the good words have left my mouth. I'm completely out of things to say about it now. More and more I'll catalog my doubts. It's the worst thing about me, and it's always around. I made a bet that I'd forget my name by the age of 28. I could barely stay awake, 'cause more and more with every accolade I get carried away with being carried away. I remember Halloween. I hit my head on the edge of the sin, dialing out to lonely. I miss my friends that I pretend I don't need, but I could have done with them this week. On the table, my face went white and I fainted right at the wrong damn time. I had an ECG, they checked how I breathe and said I should take my life more seriously. I remember Halloween. I hit my head on the edge of the sin, dialing out to an old me. I miss my friends that I pretend I need, but damn it, I never do this. All the good words have left my mouth. I'm completely out of things to say about it now.
Okay, time.
Growing up, I knew never saw the truth hanging from the door. And I will more or less see you face to face. And I will more or less gotta get up, clean the place. Green, greener than the hill, where flowers grew and the sun shone still. Now I'm darker than the deepest sea. Just hand me down, give me a place to be. Strong, strong in the sun. I thought I'd see when day was done. Now I'm weaker than the palest blue. Oh, so weak in this need for you.
I mean, it just depends where we're on the shack. I prefer
It might be over soon.
Where you gonna look for confirmation? And if it's ever gonna happen. So as I'm standing at the station, it might be over soon. There I found you haunting constellations. There isn't ceiling in our garden. And then I draw a near on you. So I can speak into the silence.
It might be over soon. It might be over soon.
Hey, dark eyes, rest with me a while as I drift closer to sleep, but still cannot find no peace. And you let go of glass at our feet that rang through the night. And you take the fire, escape, run down the street to the church. Hey, murderer, the killing keeps us close enough. Hey, murderer, every breath you steal is a breath that I breathe for you. Let go of glass at our feet. It rang through the night. You take the fire, escape, run down the street to the church. At our feet that rang through the night. And you take the fire, escape, run down the street to the church.
There's 30 minutes.
Took the breath from my open mouth. Never known how it broke me down. I went in circles somewhere else. Shook the best when your love was home. Storing up on your summer glow. You went in search of someone else. Is coming in. Your tears are sea for me to swim. And I hear a storm is coming in. My dear,
me, love. I come home to me, love. Oh, I come home to me.
So we got a problem. Okay, so we're hanging on post to login. Or rather, we're just posting.
Do you like his music?
We are hanging. We're somehow hanging.
No.
I can dance all day, I can dance all day. Try hit me, come on. I mean, my heart's beating, my hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot. I can dance all day. Try hit me, come on. I mean, my heart's beating, my hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
I was young, if I said to my mum I was going to go to a snooker hall, she'd probably clip me round the ears. Bad places, you know, misspent youth, all those type of phrases. But the reality is, it's just ordinary blokes.
the sun was big and low to the ground. The cold, it froze my fingers tight. Time was still and I was lost from sight for a while. The call is new to turn me loose. You had my heart, I knew it from the start. You had my heart, it cold inside. And every picture made, and every song I played is tattooed on my skin forever. Never, you ain't ever gonna feel love. Never, you won't ever feel the way this hurts. 'Cause all the memories that we dreamed of now have all been washed away through you. Do you ever wanna feel love? Do you ever feel the way this hurts? 'Cause all the memories
All right. Yeah. So one of the most obvious, the most obvious thing that I can point out about this right now is that this would be hello.
Hello? Error boundaries.
Yeah. Here's the high quality stream.
Hehe.
Okay, so the very first thing that I noticed or that comes to mind when I see this documentation is why is this not just part of the package? And we will find out, I assume, at some point. But this is just, as far as I can tell, this is a very good auto error handler.
Uh-huh.
And it works inside of loader and action functions in a route, and it works on just the route itself. So
yeah.
I'm not sure when. Basically, I don't have any idea when you wouldn't want this. Okay, so jokes, new, index, etc. Okay. So I actually don't want it on jokes, apparently. Okay, so jokes, index, jokes, new, jokes.
I would just Is it possible to, separate it into its own component if we're copy pasting it in several places or not?
Well, it totally is.
Yeah.
The question is then like what level of abstraction, like basically is this already abstract enough? Like I don't know how abstract. Basically, I have no idea how abstract this is right now. Like for if we had like a complicated form in here, I would immediately agree with you. I'm hesitant though because I think they're gonna tell me some shit about like this is why your error boundaries. These are like specific things about your error boundaries in like a specific page. Like do this, blah blah blah. And I don't know what level of I don't know how abstract it is, right? Because at this point, I would just be wrapping an error boundary inside of like call error boundary. So I guess I'll just check and see what they do. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree though. Throw new error. Yeah. Okay. So testing error boundary. Okay, and just add this to the default component loader, etc. Okay. Loader on joke ID. Not after the return.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna cause problems.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, now I'm intrigued by this. So.
Yeah, the type checking is basically smart enough to say that like we never get a JSON back from loader.
Okay, so and it's also saying that this JSONify method can't fail is another thing which is interesting to me. Right? Because if we comment this out, it then does not complain that data could be null.
Yeah.
Because it's very confident that JSON will return an object. It will return something.
Yeah, because I think because we already initialized JSON with object, and then we put a joke inside that object. So at the very least, it's going to be a JSON of an empty object.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
I guess technically,
there are
yeah.
some assurances even in runtime.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. Let's check out what this looks like. Okay. Let's check out. Hey, look at that. We're testing an error boundary.
Cool. So error boundaries are basically lightweight wrappers around specific components so that not the whole app crashes, so just a specific part.
Yeah, and they're apparently they're just a tiny wrapper around a React component that already exists. Apparently,
Yeah,
there's
that's what I
already
meant.
a
Yeah.
React component.
Yeah. That's it. They're very generic. Yeah. And there are fancier ways of writing them.
Well,
What was it?
oh, I'm just looking at the way that it's handled inside of React, like seeing these methods from inside of React. It just gives me a little bit more insight into what magic is going on. Like they have a component did catch method, which means that components all have basically all components have error catching or error handling built into them. Which I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so you were saying something. Throw new error. Okay, great. So we've tested that error boundary. That looks good. I like it. Index. Let's just dump it here. See what we get. So this is the just slash jokes. So this should just be tested here. Okay, it is. And then,
Oh,
I get sneezy in the morning too.
no, I'm actually falling sick because I did a lot of socializing over the weekend and a lot of drinking, which means that I was not only lowering my immune system but exposing myself to a lot of people. A lot of germs.
Lot of germs. Getting germy in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's add our own joke. Oh no. Oh, wait. Huh. Okay. So it's right, because it's on the action, so it's only on the post request to new. Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
I was wondering why it didn't fail automatically. That's excellent. Okay. So this should fail. Okay. This is very, very nice. So I'm still wondering why. Oh, right. And then the last thing to check is root.
You know what's interesting? The only difference between this and the documentation you just read about it in the React docs is that this does the if statement, like not this, but like the Remix framework does the conditional loading of the error boundary component for you, whereas in most frameworks you'd have to do that yourself, which is just obviously one line of code.
So
or
like
whatever.
I'd have to basically do like import error boundary or something like that.
Yeah, import error boundary, and then you'd say if error, then error boundary, else rest of component.
Oh, okay. So they have. So the answer to my question of like why haven't they just implemented this already on everything is that they already have implemented it automatically.
Yeah, they provided you the empty space to put the error boundary into, and they have the mechanism to load it. I think it's just because it's too difficult to predict what an error boundary component will look like, and so they just do the generic. They just give you the
All right. The root
Yeah,
error
there's-
boundary is a little different, allegedly, and it does appear to be a little bit different because we're not
Okay.
even loading the components.
Else. Oh yeah.
Okay, so okay, great, blah blah blah. There's something somewhere says that the root error boundary is different.
Yeah.
Just
That could be like
support.
the root error boundary is actually kind of interesting. You could use that to send analytics to like something like Segment or no, not Segment. What am I talking about? Like fuck, I forgot. Well, one of the monitoring services.
Yeah, that's one of them. Datadog,
Sentry.
Sentry, Datadog.
Yeah. Exactly. That's actually a really good practice.
Nice. Okay, so they're using use catch everywhere. Okay, so if not joke, throw new response, joke not found. Okay, so this is a much easier way of handling these errors that used to be these like let's see, these guys. I guess it's better to have the error boundary show up in root than nothing at all. I guess, what was I looking for? Yeah, okay, so joke not found. Yes, this catches joke not found. Let's see. I guess I'm a little. Let me try and figure out why we're using this catch boundary. blah blah blah. So we catch an error, we return. Okay, if the status is 404, then we do something specific. Otherwise, we just throw it again. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so the catch boundary is error handling, and the error boundary is unhandled error exception.
Yeah.
Okay. And root, does root have this as well? Caught, use catch, caught status. Oh, this is very interesting. How could you get an error that gets past? I wonder how you'd get an error that gets past the catch boundary on root.
I don't know.
Very interesting. Okay, so let me implement. I want to implement this in root and see what change, if anything changes. It should. Yeah, so you're upset about that, which is fair. JSX class does not support attributes because it does not have a props property.
What?
That's
I don't know.
pretty cursed.
Wait, JSX element class does not support attributes. Huh?
I think I must have somehow gotten the no. Use catch takes no arguments, returns a thrown response. Very, very interesting here. Const caught thrown response. Let me just.
Yeah, let's see what the document element does.
Okay. So this is just a different. Yeah, the whole error messages. Okay, block quote JSX element. So
Oh, you have to import document. Okay.
No code actions.
I guess import document from like, yeah.
What? No.
Try it from the remix run React line.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh god.
Okay.
It does exist. This type is already imported. Like we're parsing it. Any web page. Blah blah blah. Okay. JSX class doesn't support attributes because it doesn't have a property. Yeah, so that's this, I think. I think it's complaining about us setting a title.
Yeah.
Let's just try Jello.
Although it's complaining about the actual title equals.
Right. I'm just making sure that that's the place that it's complaining.
Yeah.
Like, it's really unclear to me what is actually complaining here. I'm not very sure how to figure that out.
It's basically saying this capital D document element doesn't um, doesn't support anything like title equals. Title equals is a prop, and it's saying it doesn't support any of those. So I don't know where this document.
So let's see if they. Yeah, so they don't actually have any more
Important.
imports than we do.
Yeah, I also see that they have document.
Oh, here we go. They define
Yeah,
the
okay.
function document.
Okay. When was
That was
that?
sneaky. Yeah, I don't know when that happened. I'm gonna just copy paste this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this might not be. You know what? That probably happened a long time ago. Because we can see them referencing
Using it.
that
Yeah.
document component,
Yeah.
I guess. So this is so they're defining a JSX component here.
Yeah.
Or it's returning a JSX element.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what
That makes
JSX.
sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So now let's see what that looks like if we throw inside of. Do I have to throw anything? Like, do I have to throw anything reasonable? Let's see. Const links document app. Okay, so you can just throw, right? It gets mad.
Sure.
You can't apparently, or TypeScript gets mad at you for throwing nothing, which is fair. You should throw something. There we go. Got a nice little error document. Well, nice little error. Okay, great. Hooray. Okay.
Hooray.
So theoretically, an error could get past this catch boundary. And I'm not sure how, because we don't rethrow. But I'm going to take their word for it that it's possible. Well, actually, let's do it. I'm going to take their word for it that it's possible to get to. I was saying I was going to take their word for it that it's possible to get to this error boundary without first going through the catch boundary. But then I just decided I'm going to test it. Like, if we just throw an error, then, yeah, let's see if. I don't even. Right, because I was assuming that the catch boundary works without. Yeah, so the catch boundary doesn't work without defining an error boundary. That's why there's a catch boundary. Okay. And then, so all of these guys are going to have a catch boundary. Okay, so this is just going to be a bunch of copy pasta. Maybe I should write my own catch boundary. I'm not sure if this is one of those things that I'll want to know. Export function, catch boundary. This seems like the kind of thing that I'll just want to, like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to write one of these from scratch. Like, I'll probably mostly just be using boilerplate. Maybe I'll regret that. Maybe I won't. We'll find out. Okay. And new. I think I pasted that twice. All right, let's navigate our app. Okay, right. So to catch you up, we can now log in, log out, create new users, and oh wow, I've created a problem. Cannot read properties undefined, reading dev, internal server error. Blah, blah, blah. I don't. Oh, well, there we go. We got to the error boundary, I think. Does this have the. Is this document title uh-oh? How would I tell the document title?
Yeah, you look at the tab.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, we did it. I managed to fuck it up. Oh, here it is. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so the catch boundary is inside of the error boundary in some way?
I don't know what the order of precedence is. That would be up to the remix people.
Okay.
Because it seem like siblings, not right now, but I don't know which one gets checked for first.
Me either. Okay.
But that one also implies that catch boundary happens when you expect an error, and error boundary happens when anything crashes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, like let's see. What's a better way to do this?
Well, you do a try catch, like try something, catch something.
Oh, right.
So instead of throwing an error, yeah.
Let's see. Try 0. Oh, I need to put it in parens. Is this not how I do? Oh my god.
I think it doesn't have parens.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, like there's no conditional. It just whatever's in the block gets tried.
Oh yeah.
So you could return 0.
Oh Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. Okay, I just want to throw an error.
Yeah. I don't know how to force a catch in JavaScript. I've never done it.
Just use just reference a property of an undefined object.
Yeah.
Catch. Okay, great. So catch do nothing. Let's see what that does. If the catch boundary is initiated. I don't think it is. I think this should just run as normal code. And and nothing should happen. It should look like the normal page. Yeah, it does. So it's only when it's thrown.
Try throwing inside the catch block. So do a try catch. There should be a filler. Hang on. Yeah, do a try catch. Because catch gets a 1 or a parameter E. So you could throw E.
Do you want me to? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Throw.
No. In the catch, after catch is a parent. There's open. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then throw E. Throw new error E. Yeah. Or I don't know. What the difference
sure
is.
E is an error object.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Cool.
I do think that this would be okay. Yeah. So this is where this means that we can just throw errors willy nilly.
Yeah. Which is good.
Yes, that is good. Excellent. That makes life easier. Okay, let's log in with my new user, add my own. Natalie joke. Wow. 10 or more characters.
That's funny.
And then if we go to Prisma.
So is this DB? That's persisted, right? Because that's I see a local SQLite file.
Yes.
Cool.
So yeah, there we go. Natalie joke. And then where is so Jokester is a user object, which is Natalie. Okay. Awesome. Man, I love UIs. They're such a bitch to write, but they're so nice for navigating and figuring out stuff.
Yeah, that's why I spent my entire career dedicated to them.
You
All
are
to think
braver
best.
than I.
Huh?
You are braver than I.
Yeah, I had the gall, the delusions of grandeur to think that I could master the art of writing them.
Yeah, and then your career, like one career later, the entire industry is like back where you started.
Yeah.
It's like, let's
What?
master this thing, and it's just a giant cyclical cycle.
Yep.
So, and don't you just love how, just like with the error boundary, it's all contextual, so the rest of the app continues to function just as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of those things where like I can't fully appreciate it because I came late to the party. I just expect this kind of thing, but like in the
Which
same
kind of
way,
thing?
I just expect for JavaScript to have objects that handle errors. Like I expect there to be graceful error handling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely let's call it a recent trend to create error boundaries within the last, so I'd say, 3 years.
So before
Yeah.
that, a website, like the entire website would just crash if you ran into an error?
Yeah, in the early days of a single page app, which is what React people were creating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, pretty much actually. Or actually, honestly, what people used to do is create little, like the rest of the app wouldn't crash, but it just wouldn't have the data to operate, so it just kind of freeze. Like you wouldn't even see like an error full page. It would just be like maybe a toast notification with like an error, but then the rest of the page would be expecting the data, and then it'd be a single console error saying like cannot read, property of undefined,
Yeah.
and then nothing would be interactive because the main thread will have broken.
So the main thread's broken, the state management is broken, the
Yeah.
routing might be broken.
Correct.
Okay, that's
worse.
Maybe even worse.
Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of mistakes that because single page apps are a powerful tool, which means that you can make some powerful mistakes.
Yeah, here we are making C++ like levels of mistakes.
Yeah.
You're not crashing the kernel, but you're crashing
The browser thread.
you're crashing your entire browser thread.
Or at least a thread for that window, because everything else would still work.
Yeah, I mean that's another trend, right? The Chrome was the first browser
To do that.
threading
Yeah.
in per tab threading.
Yeah. Which is actually it's so funny to think of it in retrospect, being like, oh, that was weird that our entire browser would crash if one website did.
Yeah.
Or like the
Very
entire
dangerous.
browser would lock up.
Okay, so and then the so the name of this, we're gonna make a button called delete, and it's gonna
Okay.
be, and it's going to have the name intent. This is beyond me right now. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
I don't know what intent means.
Well, it says that it's standing in for the fact that there isn't a delete method in like
Forms.
yeah, that forms don't have a delete method.
It's interesting.
Here's your hilarious.
Okay, that's how the method was post.
Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Why is this not valid? Oh, because it's got to be inside of this big div. Okay, so let's see what this even looks like. Wow, that's fucking great.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, so I have okay, so what even happens? So we post to this page probably.
Yeah.
And there is no action handler, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we haven't made an action handler for this yet. We just have a loader.
Okay.
Oh, well then that sort of answers our question. Okay. And then, so am I making an action, export const action, async, and then we need to get parameters from action args. Action, oh my god, action args. Okay, let me get action args. Sometimes I can import them from here, and sometimes I can't. Okay. Async, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if this all resolves itself. Okay, it does. And then params. Okay, so there's no...
Just a code assist. Intelligence.
Yeah, there's no IntelliSense right now. Okay, so we have form data. How do we usually do this? Links, loader. This doesn't have a... This handles actions. Export const action, async, request, action args. So, right, it's a request. And that's actually important to name it right because it's being destructured. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't need the headers. What do we want? Right. So oh my god. So this request has maybe the name field can be gotten some. We need to get this name field from the button somehow. So request.body, I assume. No. Fuck. Okay. How would I look this up without just cheating? Let's see. JSX request.
Oh god, I can't remember my iCloud password. Fuck.
Yeah, so I did think it was odd for them to say that there's no delete HTTP request? Because I think there is. What exactly do
I
they
think
say?
forms only support put and post and get.
I see. That's why. Okay, delete. Yeah, HTML forms only support that. They don't support delete. Okay. Without JavaScript, it's a good idea to do something like this. Okay, so form data get intent. Okay. Write this thing. Get form data request. What? Oh my god. Form data get. Okay, good. It is an await. Intent. Is that right? Okay. So I guess.
Give me 2 seconds as I switch to desktop view.
Nice. Okay. Intent, and then if intent.
Hello,
Hello.
Studio Mike. is
Yeah.
back.
Okay, so this button's name. So I'm getting a button, the form data entry value. Okay, so if intent. Oh my god, this is gonna kill me. Okay, so somehow this. I'm going to be able to extract the value from intent, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
I'll tell you how you can. If you look at the button,
Uh-huh.
we actually do define a literal string called delete.
Yeah, I see that. Value delete.
Yeah, so we're just gonna use that.
Right. Okay, but so I'm getting so I can only get intent, right? I'm not going to be able to get value from our form data yet cuz I can only get this get function. I assume only works for getting elements.
No, that's a get function for a object, like a
So
dictionary object or whatever. Yeah.
so this will get, and I'm just not clear on what pieces belong to this form. So this button.
So everything that's submitted from here is called request, and then from request we get dot form data, which is basically saying give me the object that represents the key value pairs from the form.
Yes. Okay.
And the button is also a key value pair because it has to be. It's it's an element with the name and an element with the value. Those are the key value pairs. So then we're getting everything in request, everything in the request form data, and then from the form data we're getting the key called this, or the value of the key called intent. So intent, if you scroll over the const intent part, is going to resolve to a string or undefined or a null, because that is the value of the forms are string to string
Okay.
usually. So now in our if statement, knowing that intent resolves to string, I guess we just check that it's delete.
Yeah. So if type of intent equals string. And yeah, and this is where okay, so I just don't know what the structure of the object that's returned here is. Like, I don't know how we are getting something. Like, are we getting the button here?
No, we're just getting the value of the button, which we've defined to be that string delete.
Okay, and
So maybe,
but we know
yeah.
that. But when we say get intent, we're saying get an element named intent, and the button happens to be named
No.
intent.
Yeah. No, this is sort of the confusing part about working with a framework like Remix that puts it all in one place.
Yeah.
There's no, outside of the joke route function, there's almost zero reference to the actual HTML. So you're never going to see these buttons and these elements show up in other places. But you said you're confused by what is coming into this action, and I would actually just write 3 print statements, console log, saying what's the request look like,
Yeah.
what's the for request.form data look like, and then what does request.form data.get intent look like, and then
Yeah, fair.
it's a really good way of dissecting it.
Yeah, actually, is there what I'd rather do is place breakpoints. Is there? But there's no.
Yes,
easy...
there is actually.
Okay. How do
Yes.
I do that?
Okay. So instead of writing a console log, just write debugger :
Okay. And is it capital?
No, it's lowercase.
Okay.
Okay, and then this will activate the debugger in the browser, so you navigate to the page, and then
Ooh. Okay.
it should.
All right.
Go to, I think it's sources. Yeah, try navigating somewhere. No, it should come up automatically.
Okay, so let's just look up Remix use Chrome debugger.
It's all the same stuff. But yeah, I guess let's look at this video.
Here I'm going to show you how to set up your Visual Studio Code in order to debug your Remix loaders and actions. And the first thing we need to do is set up your launch configurations. There are 2 configurations here, depending on which provider you selected. For the Remix app server, you actually need to run the npm run dev. So here's the configuration for that. If you're using Express or any of the module. So I create a little helper function called debug in my utils folder that the initial breakpoint cannot be in your route module. So I create a little helper to add a debug function. The reason for that is that the initial breakpoint cannot be in your route module.
Can you show me where the debugger is being shown? It's in the loader, right? So why don't you try submitting the form, or submitting, or hitting the delete button, or whatever.
It just shows the error.
Make sure that this the console is open still.
I'm not sure what you mean. Oh,
I think it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just.
Okay, so go to. You can even put a print statement in the same place as the debugger to check that it's actually hitting that action. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So it
so
doesn't
it's not hitting it.
show here. It shows here though.
Oh, it shows there. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of the code that feels like it should be in the front end actually gets pushed into the back end. So your console logs don't disappear in the front end, but they get just like sucked into the back end code.
Okay. Then I've never worked with a Node debugger, so I don't know how to invoke it.
Yeah, you have to, or there's a whole, it's a whole thing. I want to see if this person.
Yeah, so maybe the rest of this video will show it.
So I create a little helper function called debug, and then once here, as you can see, I imported the debug function. I call the debug. I can then step through it. It's now running the debug step. I can step through that. If my user here, this and go to
I'm just trying
that
to
so
see
users
how
have data.
they're even
Go to read.
invoking.
It's now running npm run dev. My debugger
Yeah,
is
he
attached.
made a debug
So now
function. So
press
let's see what
F5
it
to start.
is.
Okay, so they've got. Okay, so they say something.
Any of the other
here.
providers, you can use the attached source map support in your Remix config. So make sure you open that file up.
I'm also gonna have to hop onto a call with
yeah.
my therapist in a bit, but
in
I
3
really
minutes.
I really want to figure out the debugger because I'm very curious how they implement it.
Okay, so there's a remix config.js file. So what does this guy say?
In addition to that, you need to also enable source map support in your Remix config.
So he's saying you need to enable source map support.
So make sure you open that file up and select source map true. Now we also need to add a debug function. The reason for that is that the initial breakpoint cannot be in your route module.
And you need to make a debug function because the initial breakpoint cannot be in your default route, I think he's saying.
Now we also need to add a debug function. The reason for that is that the initial breakpoint cannot be in your route module.
The initial breakpoint cannot be in your route module. Okay, so first thing we need to do is go into remix config.
Okay, I'm gonna leave you to figure this out, and then in about 45 minutes when my call is over, I want to hear how much you found.
Join me. All right, perfect.
I will rejoin. See you in a bit.
Yeah, see you in a
Can't
bit.
wait to see what you find out.
All right, yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Source map.
So I create a little helper function called debug in my utils folder, and then inside the route folder, I will
Export function debug return. Okay.
import that and then set the breakpoint on my debug, and then once it's hit, I can then debug my loaders. So here we're going to go ahead and open up the jokes route. Here, as you can see, I imported the debug function. I call the debug function. I make sure that I set the breakpoint inside here, and then when it hits, I can then step through and be able to access the loader. So let's go ahead and start the debugger. I'm going to press F5 to start. It's now running npm run dev. My debugger is attached. So now I'm going to go to the browser, go to read jokes, and you'll see that the debug step has been, the breakpoint has been hit. I get F10 to step through, and now I'm inside my loader. I can step through that and actually see that my joke lists have data. So I'm going to continue to step through. I can check my user. In this case, I don't have a user yet, so user's going to be null. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and continue through the app. So now that I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and click on login. Going to register. And if you notice here, I'm going to go to the login route. I have a breakpoint set on debug. One thing you'll notice is that sometimes you don't actually see the red debug breakpoint even though it's actually set. You can always look in your debug breakpoints panel and see if it actually is set there. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and register your name. Type in my name. Hit submit. Again, I hit the breakpoint in my debug function. I can F10 to step through, and now I'm inside my action. I can step through, and you'll see that all of the form data is there. And again, just resume to continue. Oh, I guess I've already registered. I'm going to go ahead and do login now. And again, type in username, password, submit, F10, and now I'm inside.
let's take a look at where we're at.
When I was young, younger than before, I never saw the truth hanging from the door. And I will more or less see you face to face. And I will more or less gotta get up, clean the place. And I was green, greener than the hill, where flowers grew and the sun shone still. Now I'm darker than the deepest sea. Just hand me down, give me a place to be. And I was strong, strong in the sun. I thought I'd see when day was done. Now I'm weaker than the palest blue. Oh, so weak in this need for you.
Session management. Okay, so I'll need like a get joke.
It might be over soon.
Where you gonna look for confirmation? And if it's ever gonna happen. So as I'm standing at the station, it might be over soon. There I found you marked in constellations.
start drawing here on you. So I can speak into the silence.
It might be over soon.
Oh, when I have carried consecration, and then you expelled all decision, as I may stand up with the vision, call daylight, go daylight, within our eyes there lies a scissor.
It might be over soon.
Hey, dark eyes, rest with me a while as I drift closer to sleep, but still cannot find no peace. And you let go of glass at our feet that rang through the night. And you take the fire, escape, run down the street to the church. Hey, murderer, the killing keeps us close enough. Hey, murderer, every breath you steal is a breath that I breathe for. You let go of glass at our feet that rang through the night. And you take the fire, escape, run down the street to the church. Take the fire, and circle somewhere else. Shook the best when your love was on, storing up on your summer glow. You went in search of someone else. And I hear your ship is coming in. Your tears, a sea for me to swim. And I hear a storm is coming in. My dears, I know we've ever been. Caught the air in your woolen mouth, leaving all of hearing how you went in search of someone else. I taught the hand that taught the bride, both our eyes locked to the tide. We went in circles somewhere else. And I hear the ship is coming in. Your tears, a sea for me to swim. And I hear the storm is coming in. My dears, I know we've ever been.
Let's detach this deeper.
Anchor, hard to be loved. Anchor, hard to be loved. Anchor, hard to be loved. Oh, anchor, hard to be You said you loved me, but what does that mean? Would you cry if I were to leave? In my aching hands, running down your spine. You said you loved me. Wait for me by the water on the first rain of June, and I'll be there with all the letters I ever wrote for you, for you. Just hold me close to your foot. When you get tired of this town, let me know. We can go somewhere brand new. 'Cause when I lay my head to rest, I hope that it's always next to you. When you run, when you're gone, no, I'll be waiting for you, dear. When you get tired of this town, let me know and we can go somewhere better. When I lay my head to rest, I hope that it's always next to you. Always next to you, baby. Head up, pin my despair to a ledger line. Bring out the blood moon that made it molasses eye. Measured my sleep, my forward was shorter than yours, I could see. I had a nice dream, it was awkward for you, even harder for me not to be. You swam out the broccoli mountains that boil now. I drowned, I sat on the side and consoled myself. I let the light leave. I knew there were Labradors waiting for me. Where had I been? I'm calling my head to come back to my feet. I'm calling my head to come back to my feet. I'm calling my head to come back to my feet. from the lakeside, from the lakeside, from the lakeside to my friend. From her hand I caught a glimpse of the rivers. The sea is dark for her hand, for her hand on the river. From the lakeside to my friend, from her hand, from the lakeside to my friend, from her hand I caught a glimpse of another. The sea is dark, I'm waiting for it again, for her hand, for her hand on the river, for her hand on the river.
All right. What on earth?
Well, I thought that this was half a love.
Graham's request.
Well, I thought that this was half a love. Follow to the rising sea.
Where's your documentation?
Well, I thought that this was half a love. Well, I thought that this was half a love. Well, I thought that this was half a love. Follow to the rising sea. Well, I thought that this was half.
So
Ooh.
God, the fucker's out to get you. And I digress, 'cause I must make you the perfect morning. I try my best to scoop the slugger out the window. And there's a praying mantis prancing on your bathtub. And you swear it's a priest from a past life out to get you. And I digress, 'cause I must make you the perfect evening. I try my best to put the priest inside a jam jar. And there's a millipede angry on your carpet. Oh, and I must admit, he's staring with a vengeance. Oh, and I digress, 'cause I must make you the perfect morning. And I try my best to prove that nothing's out to get you. To prove that nothing's out to get you.
Dear Chicago, you never guess. You know the girl you said to me someday. Well, I got something to confess. She picked me up on Fridays, asked me if she reminded me of you. I just laughed and lit a cigarette, said that's impossible to do. Life's gotten simple since, and it fluctuates so much. Happy and sad and back again. We're not crying now too much, but think about you all the time. It's strange and hard to deal. Think about you lying there, and those blankets lie so still. Nothing breathes here in the cold, nothing moves or even smiles. I've been thinking some of suicide, but there's bars out here for miles. Sorry about the every kiss you wasted bad. Think the thing you said was true. I'm gonna die alone and sad. The wind's feeling real these days. Yeah, and baby, it hurts me, son. Never thought I'd feel so blue. New York City, you're almost gone. that I've fallen out of love. Think, falling out of love. Think, falling out of love with you.
I just don't understand why.
I ain't being funny, I ain't got the breaks, I ain't got the aces, I ain't got the stakes. If only and I ain't got the nerve, I ain't got the makings of the man you deserve. You ain't got the time. If only I'll be right on the train up to town to take you out again. Right on the train, first one out of here to take you out again. And I ain't got the bullshit, and I ain't got the lies, I ain't got the memories of tears in your eyes. If only I'll be right on the money, be right on time. I'll be right about everything that's been all on my mind. If only I'll be right on the train up to town and take you out again. I'll be right on the train, first one out of here to take you out again. You got a new man, and he sounds great. And I got a new girl who treats me right. If only I'll be right on the train, first one out, up to town to take you out again.
And you wish it was only a shame. All there is really to say. We are at the beginning. Oh, how things can change. Don't you run away? Think we on the wrong track. So I'm not gonna tell you what everyone say. I will say. There will be a better day. There will be a better day. There will be a better day. I'd be good to fall back. Think we on the wrong track somehow. I'd be good to fall back. Think we on the wrong track somehow. It's never ways to know better. Was all
You know it never stays the same, and they will never tell you you're all to blame.
Please don't live in fear.
Late in the evening, I think upon you and I under the tree and the stone. My love for you is natural law, self-evident like the tree and the stone. Self-ever sure, freedom of form, lies door. Why would we ever second guess when we both say the first mind is best? Steadily we become. So let it run, let it run. And how many times must we be stunned? Every star is a rising sun. I'll be leading on, you be leading on. And step with the forces and spin with the moon. Pulling the tides and you back to me soon. Back to me soon. Darling, my blue. Back to me soon.